Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another broadcast. Today I want to talk about Captain America 2, or more specifically, how writer Ta-Nehisi Coates is continuing to use the book to work out his own weird psychological issues with the United States. Now, as I said in the previous book, there were some red flags as to what was going to go on in the future with this. But before we begin, I would like to revisit his piece for The Atlantic when he first got the job at Marvel, talking about why he took on the book. So, let's see. The author says, he's a man out of time, a walking emblem of greatest generation propaganda brought to life in this splintered postmodern time. Thus, Captain America is not so much tied to America as it is, but to an America of the imagined past. In one famous scene, flattered by a treacherous general for his loyalty, Rogers, grasping the American flag, retorts, "I'm loyal to nothing, General, except the dream." I confess to having a conflicted history with this kind of proclamation, which is precisely why I am so excited to take on Captain America. Ta-Nehisi Coates is a conflicted man about his own country, and one would think that if you were going to take on a Captain America book, you would work out your issues beforehand, particularly when it's someone who is supposed to sort of embody the country's highest ideals that were put forth in the Declaration of Independence and then codified into law with the Constitution of the United States. Just because a nation does not live up to its highest ideals and its principles, it does not mean that there is anything wrong with those principles that are universal in nature. But for whatever reason, Ta-Nehisi Coates does not get this. In this book, in many ways, this is like the Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror song. I'm looking at a Ta-Nehisi Coates in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Oh yeah. And so it goes on. So here's the beginning of the second issue. Captain America says, in the narration, it's hard to capture how different it was back then, back when everyone served. Service made every boy a man and every man a hero. And you've seen the pictures, haven't you? Who wanted to be a man more than me? I guess that's the root of all of this. And then he goes on. Doing what men do. Evil white men, dun, dun, dun. Nukes from Seattle to all over the country, New York City, whatever, just wreaking havoc on the entire nation. And this is Ta-Nehisi Coates' America right here, and this is what he's wrestling with. Again, one would think that if he's entering into comic books, Marvel would have given him something else for training wheels. But no, it's got to be Ta-Nehisi Coates versus Ta-Nehisi Coates. But he makes it seem as if it's just this sort of battle between Captain America's light and dark side. He says, "Is that what you think, Sharon? That there is no difference? That monster could have been me? That all of the monsters over the years were really just me? Is that what I think? Is that what Ta-Nehisi Coates thinks? That the United States is really just one big monster causing all the problems in the world?" There's another point in the book where he says, I didn't add all the images right here, but he turns on the Fact Channel, and an Alex Jones type figure sort of says over the radio /Fox. Fox and Alex Jones are all just one big. It's all a blur. They're all the same thing, essentially, to Ta-Nehisi Coates. The guy says on the radio, "Say we're crazy, but we know why America's under attack. And we know the truth about this captain of nothing. We know what they're hiding. Steve Rogers and the Supreme Commander are the same man." Then Sharon comes in. Alex Jones figure type continues. "Who are you going to believe? The globalists or your lying eyes?" So this gets into another problem with this book. The bad seeds planted by Nick Spencer with Secret Empire are now bearing bad fruit because Ta-Nehisi Coates is in a situation where, in many ways, this is a logical story that would come forth from Secret Empire if you wanted to continue on with that. But most readers, people saw the thick stacks of books that went unsold by Marvel. Marvel doesn't care. They shipped a lot of books, so they could just spin all day and talk about how they sold a lot. But everybody knows you went into your comic shop, they were just sitting on the shelves. And so, once again, we're in a place where Captain America, they don't know what to do with him, so they're just going to continuously have him take on those racist white people, the InfoWars types, and Captain America #3 coming out. We'll see exactly what this is. The teaser says, "Winter in America continues." It's always winter as long as President Trump's around. Cap and Black Panther embark on a daring raid into the heart of the Nuke Army, while Sharon Carter takes on a secret mission into danger. So again, we have Captain America in the hoodie going undercover to take on the racists as usual. This is just a recurring theme. Doesn't matter whether it's Nick Spencer, Mark Waid, whoever. Cap is always fighting the white supremacists, the alt-right, the Nazis, over and over again. And it's just kind of sad. Anyway, guys, that's about it for now. Don't want this to run too long. Just want to say that I will continue to read this book just because you could kind of see exactly where everything's going. It's going exactly where we predicted it. And somebody has to be around to chronicle the implosion that is Marvel Comics under C.B. Cebulski and Sana Lifestyle brand Amina. So again, thanks for everything. Thanks to all my Patreon members, new and old. Thanks to all my subscribers, new and old. Let me know what you think about Ta-Nehisi Coates doing the Michael Jackson man in the mirror, struggling with himself, asking himself to change his ways. Can he come over his problems with Captain America? He sees the character in many ways. If you were doing a book on Doctor Doom or something along those lines, yeah, that might be hard to get into his head. Can I write this character? Can I find a way to turn him into a hero? No. We're talking about Captain America. So again, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. See ya. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, hey, I guess you guys want something else here. All right, well, bonus section, we could do that. All right, well, you probably want to know how I would write Captain America if I were writing the book. Fair question. I would actually do some research into people that actually been to war. I would read books by veterans, and I would glean the best and brightest from those books and then try and impart those lessons to the audience. My feeling is that Ta-Nehisi Coates kind of just is living inside his own head and then projecting his own issues onto the page. So anyway, I'll read a passage from Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried, a great book, and then we'll call it a night. He goes, "In a true war story, if there's a moral at all, it's like the thread that makes the cloth. You can't tease it out. You can't extract the meaning without unraveling the deeper meaning. And in the end, really, there's nothing much to say about a true war story except maybe, oh, true war stories do not generalize. They do not indulge in abstraction or analysis. For example, war is hell. As a moral declaration, the old truism seems perfectly true, and yet because it abstracts, because it generalizes, I can't believe it with my stomach. Nothing turns inside. It comes down to gut instinct. A true war story, if truly told, makes the stomach believe." This is the kind of book that Ta-Nehisi Coates needs to read, but he's not.